Hey everybody, I'm going to go through some information on this assignment, detailed activity plan, and I have a quick lecture that goes along with this particular assignment. When you are planning, you might be planning an activity or one lesson plan. You might be planning a weekly plan, or you might be planning an integrated study. For this particular assignment, we are talking specifically about one lesson plan for a detailed activity that has a specific learning experience. And I'm going to go over the elements of this plan. You're going to have an overarching goal with some objectives that you want to meet. And then you're going to also outline the strategies and methods that you use to teach this particular lesson. So there are many ways to teach. It might be large group, small group, individual instruction. It might be play-based. It's really up to you. And then you're also going to be planning the assessment and documentation. So this is all about how you know students have learned what you are trying to teach. Before you plan, you should understand the children whom you're working with. Now, you are making a lesson this time with no particular group of children in mind. You're just practicing the skill of writing a lesson plan. But when you're in your own classroom, you will always take into consideration the children in your room. And then you'll want to know the curriculum content that's appropriate for children's age and stage of development, plus effective methods for teaching it. So for you all, you've been studying developmentally appropriate practice, and you have a chance to look at state and early learning guidelines to help you understand what is appropriate for children birth through grade 3. You'll want to know the local and national standards, and you'll determine your goals. So you'll need to know about the children, and you'll want to know about the individuals. You'll learn that through observations and from families. So you'll want to know children's strengths, their interests, their needs, and you'll also want to know about the group. You'll want to think about the content and the materials. So what is the curriculum that you want to teach? Is it science curriculum? Is it math, language, literacy, social studies, the arts? You'll also want to think about how to teach. And you know that children who are in preschool all the way through grade 3, they are concrete thinkers. They need hands-on, real-world activities that are engaging, and they should be short, responsive, and interesting. It is not appropriate to do abstract or physically inactive symbolic activities. Those are really for older kids. And then you'll want to think about the goals and the standards. What are the program goals? What systems will you be using? Are you using a boxed curriculum? So you'll want to think about that, and what are the state and national standards that you're applying to your lesson. And then what are you trying to accomplish overall? What are the experiences, skills, or knowledge that is related to the curriculum area? And then what do you want children to acquire through the participation in this activity? You'll want to choose an activity, and when you select an activity, you want to think, is this appropriate? Is it interesting? Is it engaging? And is it feasible given the resources that you have? You'll want to think about the time. So how much time is this going to take? Is this a 30-minute activity? Is this a 10-minute activity? Which space am I going to use? Am I going to do this outside? Am I going to do it in small groups in the library area? You'll want to think about the materials that you'll need to collect, and then what do you need to prepare for the activity? And then you'll think about how you plan to teach the activity. How will you introduce your topic to the children? Are they in the right place with the right materials? Do you know what to do so that they will know what to do? You have to think about how you will teach the activity so that children learn, practice, and develop the things that you have identified as your objective. And then at the end, how will children know that the activity is over? What is your closing? Children will begin to be conscious of what was learned. So I have often heard teachers say, isn't it so great when children don't even know they're learning? And my answer to that is no. It is not okay for children to not know what they are learning. Children should be able to understand what they are learning and then articulate back to you what they have learned. That's an important part of the learning process. We should be intentionally helping children become aware of what they are learning. And then, as you close the activity, how will you transition to the next activity? You have to also think about how you will assess student learning. What will tell you that the objectives were met? And then what might you see or hear during the activity to know that children are understanding what you're teaching? And then what might you hear or see later that indicates children are able to apply that new learning to new activities and experiences? And then you have to think about how you will document children's learning. What will show that the children were learning? Are you using photographs, anecdotal records, work samples, videos? You get to decide, but it should be an intentional piece of your plan. And then for the activities, when you're planning the process of your activity, is it a child-initiated activity? Is it teacher-directed? Now, since you are planning this activity, it's likely not child-initiated, unless you've planned the activity after you've seen child interest in something. Usually, if you're planning the activity, it's going to be teacher-initiated, maybe child-directed, but teacher-initiated. Is it play-based? How will you scaffold the activities? And are you doing this in a small group or a large group? And then you'll want to think about the implementation of the activity and the evaluation, not only of student learning, but of your own teaching. So you'll want to be flexible and responsive to children as you're implementing your plan. And after you finish, ask yourself, how did it go? What did I learn about children, teaching, and learning? And what might I change, add, or do differently if I were to do this plan again? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take you out so we can go look at the detailed activity plan. Let me pull it up. I have an example for you